Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please, if you're here to subscribe, just touch on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so as to be notified anytime I upload new video. In today's class, I'm going to be showing you guys how to cut a ruched gown. Start with folding our fabric into 4. You fold into 2 first, then fold again, making it into 4. Don't forget your zipper allowance. This you are seeing here is our zipper allowance, and the measurement we'll be using for this gown are our shoulder, armhole, bust, waist, hip, half cut, and gown length. We'll cut out the downside first. That's from waist down to the length of the gown. Downside will be 24 inches. Here is 24 inches, and this line you are seeing here is this folding allowance. So now we'll divide our waist into 4. Our waist is 34. 34 divided by 4 will give us 8.5. Here is 8.5. 1 inch for that, plus 2 inches for seam allowance, making it 3 inches extra. From our waist to hip line is 9 inches. Here is 9 inches. Our hip is 44. 44 divided by 4 will give us 11 inches. Here is 11 inches. You add your seam allowance 2 inches here. Now on this hemline here, you go in by 2 inches here. Now connect from your waist to your hip. Use your ruler to connect from your hip down to your hemline. This is it. So I will now go ahead and cut it out. This is it. The upside, I will cut both the front and the back together. So I will first of all fold my fabric into 2, then fold again, making it into 4, plus your zipper allowance. Our fabric is folded into 4 now. We take our shoulder measurement from this side close to zipper allowance. This is where you will start taking your measurement from. Our shoulder is 16 inches. Divide by 2 will give us 8 inches. Here is 8 inches. On this side, you mark 3 inches for shoulder slope. Now come to where you mark your shoulder. Go down by 1 inch to form your shoulder slope. So where you mark your 1 inch, you from there take your armhole. Our armhole is 18 inches. 18 divided by 2 will give us 9 inches. Don't forget, we'll divide our armhole and our shoulder by 2. So I will just use ruler and connect them. I hope you can see the lines. Here is our armhole. Here is our shoulder slope. Now on this armhole, to get your armhole curve, in case you don't have armhole curve, you go in by 1.5 inch. See the way I place my tape. Here is 1.5. Now take your armhole measurement is 9 inches. You divide it into 2. Here is 4.5. From this 4.5, curve it to come and connect this 1.5 inch here. This is it, our armhole curve. From shoulder to bust is 12 inches. Here is 12 inches and our half length is 16 inches. I will add 1 inch for joining allowance, making it 17 inches here. This line here is our bust line and here is our half length. Now on our bust line, we divide our bust into 4. It's only shoulder and armhole you will divide into 2. But this one, our bust and our waist will divide into 4 because the fabric is folded into 4. Our bust is 40. 40 divided by 4 will give us 10 inches. Here is 10 inches. Add your seam allowance. I'll use 2 inches for seam allowance. Our waist is 34. 34 divided by 4 will give us 8.5. Here is 8.5. I also take 1 inch for that plus 2 inches for seam allowance, making it 3 inches extra. I'll just connect from bust down to our waistline. Now for our neck, for the width I will use 4 inches from this folded side. 4 inches. Here is 4 inches. Back depth I will use 1.5 for back. Then for front I will use 5 inches because I will be adding a little design to it. I will go ahead and cut it out. Connect from where you mark 4 inches to your back, then connect to your front. Now for the front, I want to add it a little design. I'll come down here by 2.5 inches. Now form a V like this. You can use the ruler to form V. This is how I want my neck to be. I will cut it out. You first of all cut the back side. Then raise it up. Don't cut it together. Now you are cutting only the front. This is how I want my front neck to be. Here is 2 back. For our ruched side, this is our front skirt. To get where you want yours to be, mine will be on the left side. You measure your waist first of all. This is 23 inches. You now divide this 23 inches by 3. 23 inches divided by 3 will give us 7.6. You now check your 7.6 here. Here is 7.6. Another 7.6. So if you want yours to be at the center, you just divide this into 2. Like this. You then mark the center where you want yours to be. So I will just roll it down with my ruler. This is it. So for the rope that I will be using for it, since this downside is 26 inches plus folding allowance, I will make my rope to be 30 inches long. Here is 30 inches. Fold like this. Measure 1 inch. When you open it like this, it will be 2. If you don't want to fold like this, you can measure 2 inches like this and cut it out. This is it. I'll go to my machine, fold it like this. This is how I'm going to fold it. Then turn it. After folding, I will turn it. See, do the same thing on this one too. So since our skirt length is 26, I will measure another 26 inches here. The 26 is plus folding allowance. Measure 3.5 inches. This is the 3.5 inches that I measured out. So where I'll be using this 3.5 inches is here, not here. Turn your fabric the wrong side. This 3.5 inches. This is how you are going to attach it. Fold it. You fold like this before attaching it to the clothes. Sew it down. Still do the same thing on this side. This is where our ruch will be. I use needle to hold it. So here, you're at your hemline, you cut out because the length will not reach to this place. It will stop at where your folding allowance will stop. You fold like this. This one will be at the top, close to the folding allowance. So here is our rope. I've joined them and turned. You can make yours to be longer. So here is the front side of our skirt. Remember I told you you will fold the 3.5 inches that I cut out. You fold, sew on top, fold the other side, sew. Now on the middle, you sew on this middle. So I will now insert my rope here from this hole here. Still do this. This is where I stop. So on this side now, I will use my machine and hold this place. You can pull yours how you want yours to be. You can leave it straight like this. For the back, I will fold our hemline, insert our dart. For that, you fold this back side into two like this. Measure ½ inch here. This side I will use 6 inches. Still repeat the same thing on this. For the front side, one side will have that, which is this side. You fold into two to get where your dart will be. Divide your bust to bust into two. My bust to bust is 8 inches. Divide by 2 will give us 4 inches. Here is 4 inches. You now add ½ inch to it, making it 4.5. So you will notch here. So this front skirt will have only one dart on this side because of this rush we put here. For the upper part of our dress, I will use bias to turn the neck. To attach your bias, you sew like this. Hope you are seeing it. Sew like this, down, before turning it back like this, and sew from the back. Here is our dress. I have turned the neck with our bias, join the shoulder. Here is our zip. The upside of the dress, I also put that on them. This is the front side of our dress. Here is our dart. Also on the down side, join them together. See how I join it. This is how I join them, the upper side and the down side of our dress. Here is our sleeve. So now our body measurement, we will divide now into two. We will divide our bust, our waist, hip into two. Our bust is 40 inches. Divide by 2 will give us 20. Here is 20. Also check what is remaining. 3.5. We divide 3.5 into 2. 3.5 divided by 2 will give us 1.7. We take 1.7 from here, 1.7 from here. Our waist is 34. 34 divided by 2 will give us 17 inches. Here is 17 inches. Also check what is remaining. 4 inches. I will take 2 from this side. Also take 2 inches from this side. From waist to hip line is 9 inches. Here is where I will take our hip measurement from. Now here our hip is 44. 44 into 2 divided by 2 will give us 22 inches. And here is 22 inches here. Also check what is remaining. 3 inches, I take 1.5 from this side, 1.5 from this side. Now on this hemline, I'll go in by 2 inches on both sides. Now connect from our bust to our hip, down to our hemline. Still connect this side. This is it. I will go ahead and match them with my machine. Insert our sleeve. That will be all.